there, buddy.
I could go on all night with that music. Welcome to another epic coin show hangout. I'm Mike.
I'm Matt. What's shaking, everybody?
Oh boy, we got people in the chat. We have got quite the crowd and the tunes to start us up. That was awesome.
Yeah, you like that?
I'll tell you what, we need to make a CD for when we have our next hangout.
That'd be fun. Yeah, like what should we call it? I don't know.
You know, it's like just We
Yeah.
have Paul Bloom and Jack Young and Farm Dog, Casey Coin Guy, Kevin Kelly, M Love Mo.
Let's see. I got a couple here. Danny Dave, Bradley Stagg, Mark Love Mo, whatever. Mark Medlin, there's his name. Love Mo's here. Party on. Kevin Kelly, hello.
Jack Riley, Jack Young, hello.
Let's check it.
Oh, well, I mean, as some of you may know, I've been having a little bit of oral surgery lately, so it's been it's not been a fun time, but
you're here.
Look, it's a necessary thing as you get older. If you like keeping those things, it's it's really important.
If you like eating apples,
yes, corn and all kinds of
hard food.
How do you like them apples?
Well, I like them, but oh man, I am exhausted.
See, Paula called that last one classic coin porn music.
Hey, that's what we should call the album when we release it.
There you go, coin porn.
Music to coin with.
Yeah, coin porn. Like that. See? Unintentionally. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm exhausted, man. We have been doing nothing but just moving and tearing things apart and building and sliding and destroying and
big changes at Lost Dutchman Rare Coins.
Yeah, we have been I bought the building that we're in, so I doubled our footprint as far as my store goes, size-wise. I've knocked holes in walls. I've put doors in, put walls in. Man, just we've been going all week, and we're not missing a beat. Actually, we're staying open the whole time, which is the hard part.
That is actually pretty amazing because doing construction while you're doing that. I just wanted to throw in real quick, Taffy here. You want to talk about dedication? This is a guy it's 7 a.m. where he's at, and
I don't think it's quite 7 a.m, but it's late.
Let's find out. It's a noble thing. Time in Cardiff.
I think it's probably
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
1:06 a.m.
1:06. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's a good time to. Yeah, we just listen to our sweet voices while you drift off into sleep.
Oh, give me nightmares.
It'll be. Wait, what?
Anyways, thanks for stopping in, Taffy. We always love seeing it.
Taffy, I hear you sleeping.
He says it might as well be 7 a.m.
We got a lot going on here with us. We're getting prepped to go to the B-Town, buddy.
Mm-hmm. So we are going to be at the Whitman Expo in Baltimore at the end of this month.
This month coming up.
Yeah. March is here. You know what that means.
Isn't that
what's warm up?
That's
all I care about. It's going to warm up.
Yeah, it's cold today. I mean, it was cold today, but
yeah, but I mean, it's been unseasonably warm here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you, but we've been 50 degrees and
it was 63 the other day in March in February. That was pretty cool.
Funny. I had a customer of mine who happened to be in Chicago on business. He lives in San Francisco, and he was like, "Hey, I'd like to stop in and see you." Okay, cool, it's great. And it's like he comes in and it's 45 degrees and 53 degrees the next day, and I'm like, "Well, we definitely rolled out the red carpet for you."
Yeah, no joke. How's business been? You guys been busy, or has it slowed down a little bit?
Busy.
Yeah.
We haven't necessarily been doing a lot of business, but we've been busy. There's been a lot of stuff walking in off the street. Bullion has been nuts because it's been up and down and up and down. And, everybody's asking, well, I mean, why? Because gold went down, $60 in the last 2 days?
Yeah, I think 100 since the beginning of the week.
Yeah, so it's like when people are like, well, why? Is it finally starting to hit its... Don't know. It's the end of the month. It could just be people taking profit.
hard to say.
Go charging back on Monday. I mean, you just don't know.
There's
Only
just a lot of
these things.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world too right now that could cause the markets to move one way or the other. So it's we're at a very strange crossroads right now.
I mean, there's not peace everywhere.
No, definitely not. No. Why not?
Yeah, no unstable governments, no people invading anybody. Oh, none of that stuff is going on in the world.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Hey, son of a silver stacker, good to see you. Hello. You guys want to talk about anything? Just fire away. Me and Mike are here for you.
Yeah, we are here for you guys tonight. It's like this is your show.
You got anything you want to talk about? Let's chat. Ask away, fire a question off. We will discuss. Or if you just want to talk about something. But first, pause, hit that thumbs up button wherever you're watching, please. Thank you. That's all I'm going to ask.
Yep.
That
would just be really nice.
It'd be
so, we're getting a lot of new subscribers lately. It seems like our stuff from the last Baltimore show is really starting to kick in, starting to hold.
Hey, look at that. See that? Jack Riley.
Article published in Coin Week.
Can't be mad about that.
Nope. Our very own Russ Bega was in the Sentinel, the Central States magazine this month. And
he gave a talk in Atlanta.
Gave a talk in Atlanta just yesterday.
Yeah. Dennis Mendoza, hello. Welcome.
Yeah. So it's always good to see friends being published. And Proxy Blog, it's like, hey, Jack, can you tell us a little bit about Proxy Blog? I mean, it seems to be a new place for people that want to set up shop and produce their own feeds can go. Is that what it is, or is it a media company of its own? How big is the Baltimore show compared to the World's Fair Money?
It is probably about, I would say, 2/3 the size. It's not as big as the World's Fair Money, but it's probably
very little that is.
Yeah. It's a good size show though. I mean, there are definitely hundreds and hundreds of viewers there. And all the big boys are there, so that's why we go.
So the fall one that we were at in, what was it, November?
Mm-hmm.
They had 3 entire convention center rooms,
halls,
3 halls. This one will be 2 halls, but even still, 2 halls, a huge show.
Oh, yeah. Everybody that we're going to want to talk to will be there. So if you guys have anybody you want to hear from, we've already got some stuff lined up, but we're always, Mike and I, we will run around that show until we can't run no more, talking to people, making videos, having fun, looking at coins. Yeah. Round and Shiny, hello. Thank you for making it to a live show. We are so happy to see you.
Yes.
I love that name, Round and Shiny.
Round and Shiny. It's kind of what we're all about, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. That's my thing. Round and Shiny, baby.
And I got a really cool group of notes into the shop to make an offer on. I got to check those out, but there's some really, really cool fractional stuff in it. So, yeah. And I don't know if you saw, well, you had to have seen the group chat yesterday.
Yeah.
About how much I love my job.
Yep. I did.
So another coolest thing.
Yeah.
I had just an absolutely beautiful 55 double die walk into my shop yesterday. And it's just one of those things where you look at these coins, you're like, wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. Son of a Silver Stacker says, can you share some insight about the Lincoln Cent Mania? Well, I think it's much like there's a lot of speculation going on, I believe, at the moment. And I think that everybody's kind of deciding if 2025 is actually going to be the last year, or for the Lincoln Cent. They kind of called them off fairly early this year, so they're not seemingly going to be producing them for the entire year. So it could be something where there are a lot less cents from this year, and in a few years they might say, you know what, that was a dumb idea, and we're going to go back to making them again. But they may not. It's hard to say what's going to happen. I wish I could tell you.
I truly wish that people would have an easier time removing the politics from it, because that's what I think is driving most of the conversation, is just the thought of it is unsettling to some people. But That said, I did a lot of research about that for last week's show and for, an interview that I did. And it's like, look, there needs to be an act of Congress for them to actually stop the denomination. So everything now is just guidance, it's policy. And yes, they may go without making them for 10 years, but until you get an act of Congress, we still make a penny.
All right. Right. And funny enough, Mike, didn't you speak to somebody about this particular subject this last week?
Yes, I spoke to a reporter from the Washington Post who interviewed me about the end of the cent, or the supposed end of the cent, and we'll see what their take on my take was. But they were asking me, and I had to do research for that so that I didn't come off sounding like I was just pontificating. It's one of those things where every time we have lost a denomination, there has been an act of Congress that has made that happen. So the thing that I think I said that I have not said before is that there needs to be some sort of guidance. If you're going to eliminate the cent, there has to be literal guidance comes out of the government that says how to handle cash transactions of under 5 cents, because all the rest of them are going to stay exactly the same way they are. And that's what a lot of people don't realize about Canada.
Yeah. It's fairly interesting situation that we're in right now. So it'll be fun to see how it kind of pans out. Personally, I think that it's sad to see that one of our favorite denominations as collector, one of the denominations that got a lot of people started as a kid, is getting caught up in the political rigmarole that we're in right now. And that's kind of where it sits at the moment.
See, here's the thing that I'm going to explain to you. That was just the first sign of you getting old. Because
that's a rigmarole.
No. When you were waxing poetic about the cent, yes, it's something that all the collectors that you and I know is what we started on, right? It's what we put our teeth on. But if you've been tuning in lately, people don't collect that way anymore.
No, I know.
A lot of people don't start with cents anymore, and the world will evolve. It's just one of those things. And I like calling you old.
Well, you got to take your chance when you can get it there, Mr. Snowfox.
Yeah.
Looks like Jack did answer your question about Proxy Blog. So if you want to hit that one.
It says, I've been contributing articles there as well as Coin Week. Just had a new article on Coin Week. He said it's Michael Bugejas. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Site for mainly his articles on Proxy Blog. So
there you go.
Yeah. It's just a place for Jack to put his stuff on the internet, and I'm sure any place that he could park it is a good place. I wish we had a more active site, because we would definitely offer it to him.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and we could. It's a matter of time and energy at this point. We have to focus it in the right direction.
Taffy is talking about how it makes sense. Stop coinage should cost, too much to make. They're able to make their 1 pence for less than face. Their 5 pence is a lot smaller than our nickel coin. Here is the thing, Kyle. It's like ours is a matter of people don't spend them anyway. People don't like them. People throw them on the ground, which I think is completely insane. And they make them at such a loss, and have been doing so for such a long time, that it really is time to think about eliminating it. The problem is that now it's started to encroach on the 5 cent piece, whereas you should have gotten rid of the penny a long time ago. And now you have the 5 cent piece, which is starting to approach its obsolescence.
Right.
So, that's what I'm more concerned about.
Switch gears a little bit here. M. Lothmo said, do dealers or collectors pay somewhat of a premium for countermark coins? Countermark coins in general, or do prices for such pieces depend on well-known countermarks such as private countermarks? So countermarks in general, a lot of them are people just screwing around. A lot of marks you see on coinage is just it means something to the person that put it there and nothing to anybody else in the entire world. Those coins, to me, are kind of considered damaged. But if you get merchant counter stamps, stuff like that that can
Or
actually the Ford counter stamps, anything that can be traced back to where it came from and it has a story with it, that
right,
can
it
add
has
to
to be
the
copyrighted.
premium. Yeah, it has to you have to be able to kind of research the history of it or know that it is a particular kind of counter stamp before it's really going to add to the value of it, in my opinion. Uh, so yeah, I mean, but yeah, most of the standard stuff you see means something to the person that put it there, and that's about it.
Now, I will say this about it, very often the tide comes and goes on that, right? It all changes. If you look at like trade dollars and chop marks,
Yep.
20, 30 years ago, chop marks were considered damage. You didn't want, honestly, it's like, I don't think there's anything cooler. And now it has come around that now the chop marks are desirable.
Yeah, chop marks are part of the coin story. I mean, that's exactly, that tells the story of that coin and where it was and what it did and why it was there. And then there's
Right.
a whole
So over
backstory.
time, stuff changes. It's like what's in today may not be in 30 years from now.
Yeah. Let's see here. Round and shiny. Will key date Lincoln since see a price jump in popularity and value? I wonder. It's hard to say what the trickle down is going to be from any kind of legislation or action to change our coinage. Um, I gotta feel like there might be some sort of trickle down, but it's hard to say until it becomes some sort of like official like act that it's done. For
Well, I mean, you know what? There is the natural human tendency that when something is taken away from us, we want to collect it.
yeah, the first and the
So
last.
maybe we'll see some,
Well,
hopefully.
80, that's
Great.
why there's so many 83 and 1912 V nickels. Because the first and the last, those are you see a lot of 1883 V nickels because that was the first one, and the people saved
Look,
the heck out of them.
but to be fair, Round and Shiny's comment asked about key dates, which key dates tend to keep their value better than anything else.
That's true.
And so if there is a revival in collecting Lincoln, the key dates are definitely going to do well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't see them getting cheaper. I can't see them in this situation getting any cheaper.
Well,
They're either going to stay the same or increase. That's kind of your two options, I think. So
unless the entire hobby craters, and that's a different story.
Mike McClanahan says, just got back from my first A&A in Atlanta. Took my fifth grader. The YN programming was fantastic, and she really enjoyed it. Highly recommend everyone attending a future A&A event. I agree completely. I'm sad I didn't get to go, but stuck at the office tearing down walls. So, but yes, no, I definitely agree. They have great YN stuff at these shows. The stuff they do for the kids at these shows is great. They're all about encouraging young people to get into the hobby because they are the future. We need them. We need them around. We need them to be there. We need them to have interest. Or if this hobby is going to continue to be, what it
I
is.
will tell you this: any coin shop, any coin dealers that do not treat young collectors when they come into their shop like found gold are really missing something.
Yep. I tell all my guys in my office, I'm like, if a kid comes in, just start handing them stuff. Like, don't hand them like gold or anything, but like you see an ancient coin laying there, pick it up, hand it to them, blow their mind with, this coin is 2,000 years old. Give them a silver dime and a buffalo nickel and
If you
start
can
handing
let
them
'em up.
stuff because it just takes that one little spark to get
Yep.
into the brain and then it's over and they're
And they're
stuck.
already there.
Yeah.
So you've got them primed.
Yeah.
It's gasoline,
Yeah.
there's things in there. All of a sudden
There's
it's
smoke.
spark.
There's smoke. You just got to blow in the fire, and that might be it. And they might be hooked for life, like all of us weirdos here tonight. So, Shanana, hello, Shanana. What's shaking?
Oh yeah, Shanna Lama Ding Dong. How you doing, buddy? I like how Shannon always changed his name.
Here's a good question. In an average week, how many kids do you guys have visiting your shops? Mike, I'll let you go first.
Okay, so I have a very interesting situation in the fact that our shop is open 8:30 to 4 Monday through Friday. So
Ooh.
kids should be in school while we're open. However, we do get a fair amount of kids that come in. Typically the ones that come to us are a little bit more special. I mean, you get guys like Jack Smith,
Yeah.
who is exceptional young dealer coming up in the ranks. He used to come in, hang out. He ended up interning with us.
Now he works at David Lawrence.
Yeah, now he works for David Lawrence. I mean, it's so we don't get enough. but we certainly encourage it. We give away a ton of stuff. I've got several different levels of buckets. I've got the bucket of the stuff that's all telemarketer stuff that I could just put on the counter and go, "Here, pick something," and,
Yep,
it's like,
yep,
"Can I have 2?" "Yeah, sure, go." I mean, that kinda stuff, and then I have, a bucket with, like, some large cents and some 3-cent pieces and stuff like that for a kid that might be a little bit more serious and say, "Hey, here, look, just pick something. Take it."
yep, yep. Yeah, our big day for kids is Saturday. We get a ton of kids in on Saturdays. I
"What
think
you do?"
today, let's see, I saw 6 kids today come in with either, family members. There was a couple of brothers that come in that are like 12 and 13. They really like this stuff. They're really getting into it. And they're regulars too. That's the best part. A lot of the kids we see are regulars. They come in every couple weeks. Some of their parents actually I get together with, and we kind of find ways to make them, or find ways to help encourage them, to get things done certain particular ways. Like hey, why don't we, if he does good on his spelling test, we'll bring him to the coin shop, and, it's kinda like, "Okay, I'm happy to help with that."
Yeah,
So,
no.
stuff
As a
like
matter of
that.
fact, what you really love to do is, "Here, kid, here's an album.
Sell it.
It's the
Yeah,
greatest tool of all time. Here's the 70/70 album, kid."
yeah, have fun. That's a great investment too, because those will be customers for life.
Yep.
If I wasn't I have a funny story, about my collecting as a kid. When I was a kid, I got thrown out of the first coin shop I ever went into for being a kid. Needless to say, they're gone, but the second coin shop I went to, the guy had 5 kids and really liked kids and was encouraging and gave me free stuff, and I started hanging around there, and eventually I bought that coin shop, and that's where we are now, but the day that I bought that coin shop, that first coin shop that threw me out actually closed their doors forever, the exact same day I signed the
The same
paperwork,
day?
so yeah, it was funny.
That's so great. That's like Reagan being inaugurated as the hostages are being put on the plane.
It was pretty funny the way that it worked out,
Yeah.
um But yeah, so if and that for me, if I didn't have that kind of, just encouragement that I wouldn't be where I'm at today, so and I think a lot of
Yeah,
people that do this have the same kind of, story as I do, I'm sure.
I find it ironic that so many of the dealers, as I was growing up, were complaining that, the coin collectors are getting older and older and older, and it's like, well, that's because you treat everybody that walks in under 20 like
Yeah,
dirt.
like dirt.
Like,
Exactly.
stop doing that, and it's like maybe you'll cultivate a new audience.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard to be a decent human being to kids,
Right.
Don't have to be a jerk. Let's see. I'll let you throw something up there. I've been just kinda clicking stuff as it goes by.
Let's see. Let's see. I never did find out if the wording in the legends on US coins are spelled out in law somewhere. Is it the related law US coin? And so having just looked at all the
Yeah, I
coinage
was gonna say,
laws,
this is a
I
question
will
for
tell you that yes, in God we trust is mandated, liberty is mandated, the other legends, United States of America, denomination, e pluribus unum, those are all mandated, and they are so yes, it's spelled out exactly what has to be there. There have been some notable exceptions though, like for example, the Flying Eagle set is one of the only coins that doesn't say liberty
Yep.
anywhere on it, and it's like that's like roll one that came from 1792. So, to be fair, the Flying Eagle was more of a pattern to start out with, but then it became a coin, and so there's all that. Um, so I think that's pretty much the answer.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. See, I got an idea that I'm not sure if I wanna talk about it here yet, though. No, I can't at the moment, but if
Okay.
if I make it happen, it'll be, something I talk about, but, it says, "Closest shop to my house is 2 hours away. Thank you for helping getting kids interested." Hey, I've always wanted to ask somebody who doesn't have, like, a local shop real close, how do you collect? I mean, do you buy a lot of stuff on the internet? Do you use places like Facebook, or whatnot, or eBay? I mean, what is your main method for getting coins? I'm curious. I always like to hear these things. And while we're waiting on that, let's see. Here's a good one. What's everybody's favorite coin to collect? Just rattle them off. Let's see.
Yep. So Jack Young, of course, says counterfeits.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course, Franklin Halves. I see. That's a good one.
I collect provincial Canadian coinage.
Gotcha.
And let's see. I bought the last half for my set, so I now am missing 2 5-cent Newfie pieces, and all I've got are the gold left. I will have completed an entire set of provincial Canadian coins.
Huh. Here's an interesting question. David Donahue. How would you promote Whitman folders when their prices can sometimes exceed the total value of the coins inside? Well, and that is a fair point. Some of these modern sets, like think about modern Lincoln cents. You put together an album full of modern Lincoln cents, guess what? Most of your coins are pretty much still at face value, and the book's going to be $20. But it's really not about the money. It's really about the collection itself. It's about putting that collection together and assembling it for you and getting the enjoyment out of it. There is some intangible value to that. I
cannot agree more that look, the Whitman folders give kids particularly a structure. Yep. That's really what it is. It's like, here's a target. Here's how you can collect it. And if they've got their own ways, then by all means they should go on and do it their way. Yep. But from a standpoint of collecting, the Whitman folders give you a really good place to start. I will tell you that when we take in Whitman folders in deals, we take the coins out of them, we put them on a bargain cart, and I swear to God, anytime a kid walks in and puts one of those on the counter, I tell them, just take it.
Take it. Yep, that's exactly right. Let's go through some of the favorite coins. We see Lincoln cents, trade and peace dollars, Morgans, classic commems, Indians and Morgans, 8 reals. Ooh, that's fun. Lincoln cents, Jefferson nickels, South Korean coins and Lincolns. So we got Lincolns again. That's very interesting. I love all the different things that people collect. I love seeing that. That's one of my favorite things to just talk to people about is, what do you like? Like if somebody comes up to me at a show and is like, hey man, I really like your show. One of the first things I ask them is, that's awesome. Thank you. What do you collect? Like, that's the first question I ask somebody because it's just always fun to hear the answer.
It amazes me how diverse our community is in our interests, and yet we still share the same kind of,
sickness, illness.
We are down with the sickness.
Yes, we all have the same illness. We all like rounded, shiny things. See how I did that? See where I full circle?
Yeah, very good.
Like that.
So James Crandall says, I collect a lot off internet sites, but buyer beware definitely applies. Vet to sell as best you can. There are also pawn shops, small independent jewelers. I will tell you that there are a lot of really good people on YouTube giving good information. And there are probably a bigger number of people that have bad information. But if you just pay attention and you watch, there are some that think, it's oh God, what is it? The Dunning-Kruger effect. People think they know a lot, and I hate to be, I hate to come off as that person. That's why I'm always trying to guard against that.
Right.
But today I was watching a video where a guy was talking about, coins that you could find in your change that are worth a lot of money, and one of the ones he pulls up is a certified die cap, and I'm like, no,
I find that in your change. Yeah.
No. And then the next comment is this usually happens when a coin sticks to the obverse die. And it's like, no, it's always going to be the hammer die. It's like, that's always the obverse. You
Not
can't.
necessarily. They do some backwards sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. Every once in a while.
Because I was thinking just from the manufacturing process.
It is. Whatever the hammer die is, whether that's the front or the back, that's what will cause that deep bottle cap. Now they can cap on the other side too. But it makes more of just a flat, like round dude. But yeah, I think that I've got I'm gonna tell a little story here. We hired a new shipping girl, and part of the shipping people's process is to screen the phone calls as well. So they answer the phone, they're the first round on the phone, they take it, then they forward it to wherever it needs to go, or they have a a little list of questions that they can answer on their own, and if they don't know the answer, she's just transferred on to people. And it seems like when somebody answers the phone in our office, people just start rattling. They don't say, "Hey, I got a question about." They just, "I've got this penny from 1957, and I think it's worth $9,000, and I need to come in there and sell it." Like, that's pretty much how those conversations go. And she was like, "Where do these people get this information?" 'Cause she knows nothing about coins. I'm having to teach her everything. I mean, she's just literally there to help us ship stuff and to field phone calls. But she was asking me questions about, you know, where are they getting this? Like, where is this information coming from? And I had to explain to her the clickbait. I had to explain to her that all this terrible information out there. These videos are being made by people that don't understand coins at all. And then people that really don't understand coins are taking that information as the gospel. And
Amplify.
right, and that makes it hard for us because we're the ones that have to say, "Nope, that person's wrong, and
Well,
here's
I know what I
why."
got.
Yeah, I know what I
I know
got.
what I got.
I had a lady tell me today that her 1958 D penny she saw on the internet was worth between 2 and $9,000. 1958 D penny.
I wanna put a sign up in my store, but I think it's too corny. But I'm being serious that it's like people don't care how much you know until people know how much you care.
Yeah,
It's corny, but it's true. I mean, it's
true.
like they really don't care how much you know.
Yeah, it's really true, but it's just one of those things. I thought it was very interesting that even she picked up on where the heck is this coming from. Because, I sit pretty close to her, or where our new desks are, and I had to explain, she hears me pick up the phone and explain to the folks what's going on, and, obviously, she listens, so it's just funny that she picked that up within, like, a week,
That's
that
great.
that just so what is going on was basically the way she put it, so,
That's great.
let's
So,
see.
we got a bunch of people
Yeah, I see.
commenting that they, still have a Blue Whitman folder from either their grandfather or their mother or their dad, or, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is for our generation, that's the sentimental thing that's going on.
Round Shady, I didn't, but I'll go back and look. I get a ton of emails, so it's entirely possible that it got buried. I will go back and see if I can't find your email, and I will respond accordingly. I apologize for not seeing it, but like I said, I get about 800 or 900 emails a day, so sometimes they get
It's so
buried.
popular.
Yeah, and most of it's just I have a bunch of email addresses that forward to one, and that's the one that goes to my phone. So
Jack Young says he needs to bring those two 17.99 Dre's bus dollars to my absolutely do.
I would
It's
love
like
to. I want to own one of those bad because I really um Jack and I were talking about something the other day that was really interesting, and we're thinking about maybe putting together some sort of counterfeit seminar or like
I
shop
wanna be part.
shop in my office and get together and talk about counterfeits and maybe video it and put it out and make content
Yeah, I
from it.
think I wanna be part of it. That's
Yeah,
all I wanna say. I
sure.
wanna be part.
But I think, there are gonna be people there asking questions because we've got a lot of my customers that are like, "Hey, I hear you guys talking about counterfeits because we had, they'll be standing there at the office or the counter, when somebody else brings in a counterfeit coin, and we look at it real quick, we're like, "Oh, nope, sorry, that's Chinese counterfeit." And some of the customers are like, "How the heck do you know?" And it got me thinking, you know, well, I know, and I can show you how I know, but why don't I just get a bunch of people together and then we can all learn? So maybe we're gonna do
Absolutely. I have a canned answer for how do you know? I
I
I
do this a
truly
lot.
do. My canned answer is no. I said, "Have you ever taken a family picture?
Oh, yeah, I
Has
know that.
anybody ever tried to sneak one of the neighbor kids in on you?" You know, and it doesn't look right.
Right.
That's what it is. It is literally like you look at it, it just doesn't look right. Well, how do you know? It's like, with this one, it's this. With this one, but there are sometimes when you look at it, I don't know. It ain't right.
Yeah.
You know?
My answer is usually I do this a lot.
Yeah. Well, I like the family picture because it's like they get it.
Yeah.
Then they get it. They're like, oh, okay. It's just because it is. It's familiarity.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna do something like that. I need to flesh it out a little bit, and I need to get through this crazy, mess that I'm in right now with the remodel and everything, but, I think we're gonna do something like that. I just gotta kinda flesh it out a little more.
I think this is a really good question. I'm going to let you take it first.
Okay. What do dealers generally think of a customer who suggests bundling multiple coins for one generally discounted sale price? Kind of like American Pickers. Is that kosher for most? Yeah. I mean, actually, if somebody comes in to my office and they pick out 8 or 10 coins that they want to buy, and they say, and they hand them to me, I generally go through and knock a little bit off each coin just as a, "Hey, thanks for buying some coins. I appreciate it." It's not something that they even necessarily have to ask for. I just say, "Hey, like this coin's marked $100." I'm like, "Yeah, I can get you this one for $85." And usually they're like, "Oh, that's awesome." Some guys do that, some guys don't. It's just personal preference. It's every coin dealer is a little bit different, but that's just how I do it. So I don't know how you guys do it, but
Well, here's what I will say about that. I can give you an example where you won't do that.
okay.
Bullion. I come
Well,
into my
yeah,
10 ounces of gold, you're not gonna discount it. It doesn't so it really does depend on what you're buying, but here's what I'll tell you is that particularly with coins, the more you're buying, the more likely you can get a discount because you're gonna run across a coin where the dealer has room in it to
right,
really kinda discount something, and he can take money out of that coin and put it into some of the other ones and give
right.
you a better discount overall.
My quick answer is usually, "If I can, I will."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, typically, if somebody asks me, you know, can you do a little bit better on this? I'm like, what do you have in mind? Because I'm typically like, my bid is on the table.
Right.
Make an offer. And I've never thrown anybody out for making a reasonable counter offer ever.
Yeah. I've never thrown anybody out for disagreements on pricing ever.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's like if you want to make an offer, nobody's gonna get
yeah.
mad at you.
Yeah.
Make an
Oh,
offer.
yeah. No, we make deals and do deals for a living, like, that's what we do, so feel free.
Yeah.
But again, every dealer is different. That's how I do it. That's how Mike does it. You could run into a guy that's just, rock solid hard on his prices, and that's that. And sometimes
Well,
that's how
if I paid too much for something,
yeah,
right? I don't have the room to discount it.
yeah.
But if you're buying that and something else that I've got okay, well, I can give you a discount on both of them. So it's sometimes a matter of that. And so I think sometimes the more you buy from a dealer, and as long as we're not talking about a low margin item,
I do wanna go to Walmart and try it sometime though, like slap a couple candy bars up on the thing and be like,
yeah,
"Okay,
I'm buying 5 of them, how can you do something better for
yeah,
me?
can you do something better on these for me? These are marked $2.99 a piece. How about 260? How do you feel about 260? I'm gonna
I'll
try
tell
that."
you what, if negotiating was part of it, I think coin dealers would do pretty well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, coin dealers also make good poker players too, if
Yeah,
you've never noticed.
yeah.
So
I will say that.
negotiation. I had to explain that to somebody one time. I think it was here recently, too, to the new office girl. She's like, "Man, how do you" she just always she's kind of in awe about how we do things there. She's like, "How do you just rattle this stuff off of your head and do this?" And I'm like, "We've been doing this for a while, first of all, but second of all, I make deals all day. It's literally my job to come in here and make a deal. Like, that's what we do. I'm kinda
Well,
letting
the
you know.
only way that you're gonna make money is to sell stuff.
Yeah, or buy stuff. I mean, gotta buy stuff to sell stuff, and you gotta sell stuff to buy more stuff. Like, that's the way it works. So, yeah, it's an interesting job. Not too many
So
jobs.
they're talking about the etiquette of it. Tom the English picker, the only time bartering is annoying is when the seller won't put a price on a coin.
Oh, of
I
course.
normally say I can't buy and sell it, which, hey, I agree. It's like
Oh,
if the seller won't put the price on the coin, then they're not really selling it.
I tell people that I'm not going to
Yes,
price your inventory for you.
right. It's like how much you want for it.
Well, yeah,
That's a fair question.
if I walk up to a dealer that I know and they have a coin I want, I just ask them, "What's your best price on that?" And if they if they come back to me and say, "Oh, I don't know, what do you wanna pay for it?" I'm usually like, "Nah, I'm not gonna price your coin. What's your best price on it?" Like, that's kinda how that interaction goes.
And there are times when you'll run into something like me, and that's the thing is I see you and me have friction in that regard because if you come to me and say, "Well, what's your best price on it?" I'm like, "Well, I haven't marked this. What do you have in mind?" Because
Yeah,
that's
that'll
usually
work.
it's
Well,
usually a
you
lot of
haven't
the
marked
ways I'm gonna go back because it's
right,
like I don't wanna bid against myself.
right.
That
You haven't marked something, though. I'm talking about the person that there's no mark on it
yeah, if there's no
whatsoever.
mark on the coin, you gotta price it.
Yeah,
You got to give me an idea of what you want for it.
and I see that happening a lot with the new guys that are afraid to price stuff too cheap. They just won't price it at all, and they'll kind of just play that game back and forth. And I don't got time for that. I got stuff to do.
Yeah, and here's another good way of saying it. Instead of saying I'll get, say, well, would you consider?
Oh yeah, there's ton of different ways to
Be
do that.
nice is, God, it gives you
You
so much
never
in this world.
I don't know too many dealers that get mad if you walk up and say something like, what's your best on?" or, something like that. I don't know anybody that gets mad at that. I've never met anybody.
Well, M Love Mo is like, I just want to know what really gives, what offends a coin dealer when they negotiate. It's like when you're inconsiderate or rude is usually what it comes down to. If you're being kind and we're just not getting anywhere, that's never going to offend me, right? We're just in two different places.
Oh, like
But if
like
you're
my
insistent about, well, you should do, it's like, don't tell me how to run my business.
one of my favorites is like, "What are you selling silver for?" And you give them the price, and they're like, "Oh,
Well, it's
don't do
fine. You
that."
can react any way you want.
Yeah, don't do that though, because that's not gonna make me negotiate whatsoever. Like,
Well, I mean,
no, I'm sorry. Well, that shop down the street sold me one the other day for $1 less.
yeah.
Okay, well, you can go
Well, this
buy them
guy
there.
on the
Oh,
internet says he's paying,
yeah.
that it's worth
My
$50.
my
Well, good.
favorite
Sell it to the guy
is
on the internet.
my favorite is like, "Oh, yeah, well, they sold me one for $1 less." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, that's cool. You should go buy them there." "Oh, they don't have any more." Well, then you're not gonna buy them there, are you, friend? Like, yeah, they might have 1 or 2 or 5, but here's 200. Like, ah, it is what it is.
And because this is my show, I'm gonna disagree with this. I don't necessarily think that's a good teacher. That's just me.
Ooh. Johnson Mathen. Oh,
I just wanted to get the other one off screen, but I was just,
oh, here we
not
go.
necessarily a
Speak of
teacher.
the absolute market flood of Chinese counterfeits, it has been going on for years. I mean, we're talking like I remember seeing them 10 years ago, starting to come out, and now it's weekly, sometimes daily, that somebody will come in my door with a Chinese counterfeit, and they've got hosed. They want to know what it's worth, and it's worth nothing. And it's really a thing here lately,
Happens a
especially
lot.
yeah, especially in the last couple of years. It's really been getting rough, and I feel bad for the folks that are out there that don't have the education to make those, purchases wisely because they get burned a lot. And we had one the other day that a guy came in with an 89 Carson City dollar that he said he bought from another coin shop in my town, and it was counterfeit. It was not even a good counterfeit. It was a bad counterfeit. And I said, I'm sorry, bud, but this is fake. And he turned white. He thought the coin was real. He paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars for this coin. And I said, okay, here's the deal. You go back over there. I know those guys. Tell them that I looked at it and I said it was no good. They should take care of you because, and they did. They
Yeah,
did. And
it
they
was a
called me.
mistake.
They called me later and said, "Hey man, thanks for catching that." And I was like, "Yeah, man, no problem, but
Yeah.
maybe you should
Be
take
more careful.
take a minute to learn about these things because there's a lot of them out there right now."
Yeah.
But
No,
whatever.
they walk in all the time, and I will tell you what, we have a really large number of people that have donated the counterfeit coins to me, have
Oh yeah.
said, it's like I've said, look, these things, it's like I'd really like to have them, but I can't pay you for them because they're counterfeit. I can't buy them. I can't sell them. I can't, none of that stuff. So, and they're like, well, I mean, you sure they're, yeah, I'm quite positive they're, it's like I could be just, fleecing them and they trust us enough to say, okay,
Well, and that's the other thing that the reason that I was thinking about doing something in our office is because I literally have thousands of fake coins in our black cabinet. Like
we have an entire black cabinet. It's famous.
I'm talking like 5 or 6,000 coins I have that are all different levels of counterfeit, from the really hokey junky stuff all the way up to the really good stuff that's made out of the proper metal, like
Yeah.
the Lebanese gold counterfeits from the 50s, that kind of stuff. I have all that stuff in the office.
I
So I
found one of those the other day laying around. It was
yeah,
just hanging out on the floor.
yeah. If I don't add it to our counterfeit collection, I generally will cut it in half with a pair of snips and then melt it because I don't want somebody getting a hold of that and trying to pass it to somebody else.
You know what? William Horton has a great idea.
What's that? Have 9 and going to encase them in
Casing
a car?
those coins in lucite.
That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea because nobody could ever pass them as fakes again. I love that idea.
Not necessarily. They could. They could be like, "Hey, look at these really cool gold coins in lucite."
Well,
You know,
yeah,
like,
but that's kind of on you. It's
well, I agree. You know what I'm saying, though. Like,
yeah. No, I get it.
yeah, Jack Young says he has a few in his collection as well. Just a couple, right? A couple.
Yeah, just a couple.
So, and you know, like I said, I think if we end up doing something like this, it will definitely be something that we videotape and put out that content for everybody because it's there's no other way to, you know, why would I waste all that, you know, all that great information on just a few people sitting in my office when we could put it out for everybody? I think
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. So,
You have definitely been a pioneer in that regard. You have been
oh,
pushing to get this thing on the internet for a long time.
I don't know about that, but it just seems if there's a way to get the best information out to the most people, then that's what we should do. So,
Well, yes, it's
it's like the weather service. If
well,
I
you gotta. The problem is now we have to fight the propaganda.
yeah,
It's all this stuff that's just it's misinformation, and it's
it's
just
hot garbage is the way I like to
yes,
put it.
yes, it is.
There you
So
go.
that's the idea, and yeah,
I like to buy coins with green or gold being from reputable dealers to avoid counterfeit. I mean, that's a decent way to go about it. But I mean, if you stick with your top tier companies and you know what genuine slabs and genuine coins are supposed to look like, you should be okay. Because there are fake slabs out there, but they're not usually all that good. They're pretty
and
hokey
in
a
the
lot of
event
times.
that you buy one, typically, if you buy it from a reputable dealer, they will take care of you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's if
It's
I
more
see.
about
It's funny because in the ancient coin world, there's a lot of there's a lot of importance on provenance and things like that. And if something you can't produce the provenance for it, it becomes illegal to own. So when coins get confiscated, you go back to the place you bought them from, and we have been 10 and 13 years later. Okay, yeah, you know what? That's
it
because it
happens.
happens.
Yeah. Do you guys check for contemporary counterfeits? A lot of bigger dealers don't, apparently. I actually like contemporary counterfeits.
I
I
love
study the heck out of
contemporary counterfeits.
them. I like to study them because I think some of them are really cool, especially the micro
Well, they're
overrides.
generally worth more because they have some intrinsic value.
Sometimes, yeah, but like I said, the some of that stuff is pretty just like anything else back even the counterfeits today, some of that stuff really was not all that good, and I kinda actually like the really kinda junky stuff, contemporary, better than I like maybe some of the better stuff because I think it's interesting. Like, "Really? They thought that
I
was gonna pass?"
I think that's an interesting term. When we're talking about contemporary counterfeits, are we talking about counterfeits of old coins that were made during the time that they circulated? Or are we talking about counterfeits that are contemporary to us? That are being
Contemporary to
now?
when the coin circulated.
Okay.
Like, if you see
Like
those
my
those
1838 bust half dollar with the lettered edge that's
right.
because it was made in the 1860s or 70s.
Yeah, if
That's
it's something that would
contemporary.
have been circulating at the time,
Yeah.
potentially contemporary. So, like those lead Morgans you see all the time, people bringing in, contemporary because somebody just cast a
But
Morgan for
not
over
the
$1,
1804 dollar,
made in China 3 weeks ago. Yeah, no, definitely not that
right.
stuff. Let's see. Jack said the video we did at EAC Indy hit 55,000 views. That's what I'm saying, man. Get that information out to the right people, and they will come. If you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams, baby.
Yes, Ray. Most definitely, Ray.
Oh yeah, here you go. Here's a great one. Paula says, "I hear there's a counterfeit presentation by Jack Young that recently uploaded to the Live Coin Q&A channel."
And you should check it out. I will tell you what, not I I hate to ask, what happened to the live coin Q&A because they're not on Monday nights anymore. I was really quite enjoying that.
Well, sometimes you just get tired. You know how it is.
Yeah, I
You
do.
and I have been there before. We're like, "Man, we just did a whole bunch of stuff back to back. Let's take a couple weeks off."
Well,
Like,
I mean, we're famous for it, aren't we?
yeah, we took like 9 months off when my wife was sick. So, yeah.
It
So,
happens,
yeah, it is what it is.
Paula. Hey, here's a topic. What would you folks like to see Jack Young do a counterfeit presentation on?
Baking chocolate cakes. Baking cakes. Oh,
Counterfeit.
counterfeits, of course. Come on. Gee whiz. But what kind of counterfeits?
Yes. So I would love to see him do something on the Lebanese gold.
That stuff's so hard. It took me a long time to learn that stuff. I had some really good references though. I had some old school references, one of which was the Diffenbacher Counterfeit Coin Guide, which was printed in 1965. And it covered a whole bunch of those Lebanese counterfeits by die pairs and die matches and stuff. So it was in German, but the photos were really good. So it was something that helped me learn a lot about what to look for, where to look for the different marks, and what kind of marks you should be looking for. Yeah.
Collecting Hanukkah gelt by subtype, that's all that stuff.
Chocolate coins by percentage of cocoa content.
Right. Well, that's,
Yeah.
Hanukkah gelt, for those who are not familiar, is the Jewish tradition or the chocolate coins that are given to kids during Hanukkah. It's Taco John says coin cakes.
Yeah, coin cakes. Let's go.
That should be the name of a coin dealer. A female coin cakes.
No, that sounds kind of sexist, friend. Like that's like
yeah, you're right. It does. It comes off a little sexist.
Yeah, I don't think that's something we want to promote. Hey there, coin cakes. No, not at all.
That's what I'm going to start calling you.
Oh, well, yeah, call me coin cakes all you want. That's fine.
See, Paula said that's her stripper name.
I'll call you Clad Daddy. You call
me Clad Daddy. Oh, yeah.
Clad Daddy and coin cakes coming at you live.
This might be the most fun hangout we've had in a while.
They're always fun. These hangouts are fun. This is when we just get to come and talk and have fun.
Well, that's what I love doing the most. This is just hanging out. We're just having a good time, and people are here along for the ride.
Yeah.
JDF, I guess that's a no.
Well, JDF's asking about something that we don't really talk about very much. Palladium Johnson Matthew bars. Unfortunately, my friend, we just don't know about that stuff. That's
the metal market is impossible to predict. I will tell you.
I think he might have a question about a certain variety on old bars. There's some cool websites out there. The All Engelhard website might be a good place to start on looking at the value of older style bars. Other than that, I'm sorry, friend, we can't help you. Oh, yeah, guy, don't, Mike, see what you did? Look what you did.
Hey, no. Paula brought that on herself.
No.
She's the one that suggested it as a stripper name.
Well,
she is. She suggested it as a stripper name.
If I get sued because of this, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad news.
If you get sued over this, I'm going to be amazed.
Well, that's true, I reckon. Here's a good one. How can anyone know the real price of silver since it has been manipulated so long? Well, that is one of those trust yet verify type situations. You have to kind of use your gut on that one. You have to look at what's going on in the world versus what you believe to be going on in the world, and it's kind of a personal thought. I remember when silver during COVID dropped like down to $10 or $7 or whatever it was. Yeah, whatever it was, and everybody was just like, "No, that's not a thing. That's not real." And then it popped right back up, and that was the end of that. Well, that wasn't real. That number wasn't real because nobody was selling it at that price.
No, that number happened because people in a different market sold off silver to make their margin calls on something else, and they trashed the silver market because they could. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think the question, though, is a good question, but it really depends on how you define the real price of silver. And therein lies the crux of his question.
Well,
because do you consider that to be what it is truly worth? I don't think we're ever really going to know that as long as it's manipulated. And it won't matter as long as it's manipulated.
Yeah, well,
the price at which silver trades is the real price of silver.
The quick and dirty answer is nobody will know. Nobody does know what the real price of silver is because you only have the indices that you're given, and that's what everybody trades on anyway.
That's just theory.
Yeah.
It's like the silver to gold ratio. I keep on hearing the silver to gold ratio. It's
so manipulated that doesn't matter. I have to explain that to people.
And oil dropped to -10. It certainly did.
Yeah, they were paying you to take oil.
Yeah, I would have done that all day long.
Is it true that coin dealers tend to wear Hawaiian shirts at coin shows? I may or may not have been guilty of this a few times in my life. I tend to rock shorts and flip-flops. That's my style.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Hawaiian shirts are so There's two kinds of shirts.
Lanyards are happy. They come from a happy place.
Yeah. They're happy. And also the other kind of shirt you tend to see at a coin show has some sort of food stain right on the front, whether it's mustard, or something like that.
In between the third and fourth button.
Yeah, usually, or on a t-shirt right front in the middle underneath the badge. That's usually where those go.
Yep.
Those are your two kind of coin
You know
dealer
what?
styles. And then you have the PNG guys
idea.
with the suits and ties,
I got a really great idea. They make the lanyards for the badges the perfect length so that they cover the stain.
That's true. They do. They really do. I've done that before.
Yeah.
I have been guilty of having mustard on a nice shirt. It just happens when you're eating garbage food in a
Yeah, when you're eating Nathan's hot dogs, out of a machine. Uh-oh. We lost Matt, but hey, we're still here. So now that I'm here, now that I've taken over, this is now time to release my master plan. Oh, there he is. Okay, he's back. Forget the master plan. There's no time for that. He's here. He's mute.
I'm here. Sorry.
There you go. Now
I got booted out of the room for some strange reason.
That's okay. We were just discussing taking over the world.
Well, there you go. See what happens when I leave for 10 seconds.
Oh, Mike just goes absolutely.
It's on.
Brilliant.
It's on. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so let's go back to the questions here.
Casey quit. Now this is funny.
Well, here you go. See, my favorite are Hawaiian shirts with a chest hair poking out of the buttons. Yeah, I mean that's just how some coin dealers roll. I think there might be some sort of secret organization or club that once you get inaugurated into the club, you get presented with a Hawaiian shirt. Like I think that might be a thing.
I thought you were talking about like a wig for your chest here.
A chest merkin?
Yeah, chest merkin.
Oh boy. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so that's funny. I was just hitting.
Yeah, you and I both went for the same thing. It's funny. Then there's Russ Bega. He's dapper, kind of out of character for a coin dealer.
He is. You're right. And the funny thing is,
he's jacked too.
He is. Yeah, he's a beefcake. Dude is built. I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah. No.
I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Paul. I'm sure so you've heard.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a little scrappy fella too. Like that's my favorite part.
Oh, dude, he was a sergeant in the Army National Guard for 10 years.
Scrappy guy.
Yeah, he can handle weapons, real ones.
That's right. Big coin silencing, Matt. Yeah, I know. It happens. Yeah, the big coin guys. I start talking about manipulation in the silver market, and all of a sudden my stuff starts working. Conspiracy theory. They're after me. They're on me, guys. They're raiding my house. I'm done. Bye.
Should have never talked about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go out into my living room. There's gonna be a guy standing there like this. I saw you on the internet talking about silver. Yeah.
Put us in a room. Bright light in the face.
Yeah. Splash water in my face.
Why are you talking about the silver?
Pour coffee on me. I get tortured for talking about silver. We did, William. We did. You got to go back to the beginning. Once this is over, scroll back to the beginning. We had a nice long talk about it.
We did.
It was good.
We talked to people about it.
We did.
We'll find out.
To the Washington Post about it even.
Yeah. I was shocked.
Oh, hey, whatever. Yeah. So you got to check those emails.
People are listening. It's, you know what? People are actually listening.
People value your opinion, Mike. They do.
I doubt that. My children don't value my opinion. But
well, I don't think children value parents' opinions at all anyways, no matter what.
Let's see. Son of a silver stacker. So is Jefferson nickel next? Well, that was kind of what I said, though, is like we're at the point where we should be considering the nickel. The set should have been done a long time ago. That's just kind of what it is.
And I think the people that are against that are like, okay, well, is this a sign of inflation? Like that's where they're coming from. Like, is this a
Yeah,
way
I
to
think
mask the
that's the
inflation?
worry is if we get rid of an order of magnitude, right?
Right.
Is
Like
are
that's
things
just
gonna go up?
basically knocking a zero off
Yeah.
of everything, and we know what that starts. So yeah, it's interesting. It's
AC Coin Guy, is the Coins Group still active?
I believe that says
Okay.
scions.
Well, I think you meant coin. So the collectors of interesting numismatic stuff. Here's the deal. I think it's evolved. Um, it's still a club. It still is exactly what it is. It's a place for people to talk and meet and share. And I think that part of what we're experiencing is growing pains from trying to figure out who we are and what we are, because we don't want to be a place that's like every other coin club where there's a scheduled meeting and there's show and tell and there's this and that. It's like this is something where we want to involve a lot of people, and when you start involving people all over the world, time becomes a real issue. So you have to do things in real time, and you have to kind of make everything the same everywhere.
Yeah.
And so you can't really do meetings and stuff like that. And I don't really see a lot of value in having meetings. So as far as that, it's still a Facebook group. It is still a club. And if anybody wants to take something on and say, well, I'd really think that, it'd be great if we could go in this direction, be my guest, step up. It's,
Yep. Yep. Son of Silver Stacker asked, "Do we drop $1 paper bills and make a dollar coin?" Well, I would say that would be a great idea, but then how is Coin Cakes going to get her tips? Just saying. Just saying.
So why are we still making Kennedy halves? Where do they go? No one actually uses them. Okay, so there's a couple of reasons. One is because for every $half we make, it ends up being like 30 cents or 35 cents that goes into the coffers of the government. Free money every single time we make them. That's why we're still making them. My question is, why don't people use them? That's a better question.
I give them out at the office all the time. I give them out today. Okay.
It's devolving in the chat. It's
Yeah,
it's
it really is.
devolving.
It really is. Those Livecoin Q&A people are bad news, all of them. No.
Yes.
We like them a lot. Oh, boy. Well, friend.
I actually gave this comment about a year and a half ago. The halftime in copper nickel.
Yeah.
Under 3 cents. But here's the only problem is it would be such a small coin, it would be lost. Quite often, that was the biggest problem with the $1 gold.
Yep.
Was that they were just too small. But you are thinking the same way as me. I really like that.
Yeah. I do as well. Well, friend, can you imagine we've already rattled on for an hour just hanging out, having fun?
We have been having fun.
Look, Chris says 50 cents are commonly used in Australia. No idea why the US doesn't use its half. I don't either. I don't know either. Dollar coins are
Well, we're not old enough to really know why. It's because from what I understand, the generation prior to mine used $half more than anything else. It was when Kennedy was assassinated that they stopped.
It's because we have the $1 bill still, and until we force people to start using coins for small transactions, I think that we're just going to be stuck in this kind of feedback loop of
look, Tom the English Picker even says that 50p coins are used, a lot. I think it's a useful denomination. I just don't understand why people don't use it.
Yeah, I don't either. Registered trays have limited bins. That's a good answer.
There's an extra one to the left. There's enough.
Yeah.
There are 6 trays in a coin bin.
It's true.
In a coin tray.
That's true. Well, let's schedule the next show real quick while we're together. Our options are the 8th and the 15th. Do you want to do the 15th? That's kind of like coming up on.
Well, that's going to be right before our. Oh no, that's
still a week, a couple weeks.
Yeah,
it's a week and a half before
our show. Or are we talking hangout?
How about we do a show on the 15th and we do a hangout on the 22nd to get everybody hyped for Baltimore, and then we do Baltimore. How's that? That work?
Sounds good to me. Does that work for everybody in the chat?
We will see. Okay, well, let's put that to a vote then, I reckon. That's funny.
Jack Young, I now have my official Live Coin A shirts.
Hey,
Thank
I
you.
like it. So we will do 244, episode 244 coming up on the 22nd. That will be a Your Coolest Thing. I'm sorry, it was actually supposed to be the last episode. It was supposed to be Your Coolest Thing, but in my wisdom of being so stinking busy, I totally forgot to make the post. So I'm going to set a reminder in my phone to make it this time so I don't forget. And we'll have your coolest thing this
Your
episode.
coolest thing.
Yes.
Because Matt got waxed the last time.
I don't know if that would be the term I would use in like
Spanked?
friendly competition. I think it would be like
What's friendly competition? You were the one to turn this into real competition.
what? What? Yeah, no. Well, yeah, that's fine. Whatever you say is fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you in the head with a crab
I
cake.
really wish you would. It's like our listeners benefit every time you do.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Yep. So 15th, we will have episode 244. It'll be Your Coolest Thing. And then on the 22nd, right before we leave for Baltimore, we'll have another hangout like this. So you guys can, if you have
get a chance to get to the Baltimore Whitman Expo, please come out and see us. We'll be doing interviews. We'll be talking to people. I don't know that we have any swag to give away this time, but
I again have my guys coming. So if I find some stuff in our move, which I may very well, I will have them bring it with. And
okay,
we can give it away for sure.
Go.
I did find a case of Spicy Mike's.
Now that is valuable stuff right there.
I know. I may bring some of that to Baltimore. Hard to say. If you're going to be there, maybe find me. Get yourself some Spicy Mike's hot sauce.
Spicy Mike's. Get Matt to autograph a bottle for you.
Get some.
This following has been brought to you by Spicy Mike's.
I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to go probably fall asleep because I'm exhausted.
I'll bet you are. I've had quite a day myself.
Well, there you go. And it's hard to leave all these guys. So this is a lot of fun, but
it is. And we had such a good turnout tonight. So, thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you to all of our people, all the people who make this crazy thing possible. But thank you to all of you guys in the chat and all you people who listen, because we wouldn't be doing this without you. So thank you.
Coin cakes. All right. Goodbye, everybody. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Love you. Bye.
We'll see you on the 22nd. Love you. Bye.
I know it ends, but it ends well. Let's all get together. We'll sing louder than we've ever. 'Cause this isn't forever, but forever ain't tonight. 'Cause we got tomorrow, no matter how hard you try. This isn't forever. While we're singing our song, we forget that it's ending. It's that it's purpose, it's the worthiest thing we do. 'Cause this is it. And forever ain't tonight. We've got tomorrow, 'cause this isn't forever, forever ain't tonight. We've got tomorrow, this isn't forever, this isn't the end. Until next time, until next time, until next time. this isn't the end.